within our hearts.
But for thee, I
يا
would not
طالبي
have
علم التوحيد. Sorry.
No, you. I said, but for thee, I would not have created.
Allah, it's true. It is true. They're Egyptians
Okay.
from Khan Khalilis, Shadilis. They still carry on. I mean, Egypt has got that constancy. No matter what, when, how, it's
Must, they got the must, wait.
real. My son Ali called last night. Assalamu alaikum, come. From Cairo. Sheikh Kabir Helminski, the downside of it is that now I am attached. And these Sufis talk about non-attachment or things like that. I don't know what they mean. I think there's an exception to it. Yeah, they talk about you mustn't be attached, you mustn't be concerned. Yeah. I think that will suit also Ghulam because he wants to. He is one of those intelligent skeptics, you see. So I am so attached that I've died in my attachment. And I'm resurrected by that who brought in attachment and detachment. Oh. No, I was asking Ali, I said, you must go to Khan Khalid. There are 2-3 sheikhs still there. Quiet. One of them is, I know, sells a lot of herbs. And things. A bit like Sheikh Muzaffar and others. You know, they have available. So it's a huge place. I said, you must go there and find out for me. And so as when I come, we'll go straight away for their dhikr. He said, Baba, I don't know how to look for them, how they're there. What to ask? I said, they will find you if you just wander around there. So Anjum, the downside of being away from one's home environment or background or culture, the downside is that one feels, you know, like an orphan, disconnected, like I'm thinking of your father-in-law. This is the downside of it. But the upside can be that you rely on the ultimate. You can't rely on anything that is penultimate or visible. Don't connect with it. So that too can be.
But when we moved to a Western country, it's a huge shock, huge cultural shock. And then it takes a while before you get used to it.
You never get used to it. You only get worse in time.
Well, you begin to tolerate.
Oh, they're fine. All right. Okay. You have to adopt for survival. Assalamu alaikum. Oh. You have to adopt for survival. Join us.
I have lots to do.
You have lost.
I get completely.
No.
Excited, Sheikh.
No, your mother met me as I came. She issued instructions and that I should come here, and then later I will be allowed to go somewhere.
It's a surprise.
So whatever. So I mean, you can maybe as an emissary,
Find out.
if you want. I mean, so otherwise we are patient. We stop the clock.
I will.
Thank you. Thank you. There are many stories, Anjum, about the advantage of this being cut off from either consciously or deliberately or otherwise. Ultimately, what is khalwat? What is chilla? whether any of these ideas or practices, other than severing anything to do with our mind and our what we are accustomed to, there are so many interesting stories and traditions on this issue. I mean, the Shadinis have also this: no person on the path is allowed to stay in the same place for more than 3 weeks. It means you have to make a change, maybe for a few days before. So you don't get accustomed to.
My elder daughter Maria is like that. She studies and works, saves money, and then she itches to get out and
Why do we itch to get out?
travels with her friends. And I asked her, why do you have that itch to get out of here and travel? Because I want to get to know other cultures. I want to get to feel free. And that's her reply.
But look even at a 2-year-old baby, even 1-year-old. Whatever comes across their way, they put it in their mouth to investigate, to taste, to see. So we are so curious it will never end. See, the nafs knows it has no self-sustaining inner independence. It knows. So it wants to know what is its roots. So that curiosity never ends until you die into the life that is forever in you. That's all. We're all the same. Nobody will ever stop until they know they had not started. It is always there already. And that stop and start and getting and this so-called journey of the self. Ghulam, if it wasn't for you around, I would have burnt it, because he's a man who doesn't allow any waste. Because I would have burnt. What is journey of the self? It's a lie. What journeys from where to where? It's all fantasy. Anyway, since I know Ghulam will be upset, so we won't bother books. So that curiosity is an absolute natural inner drive from the ruh, from the soul, that its shadow, which is the self, carries. So it wants to know. Agitation. Never stops.
But it's unusual because in our family we've never had women, female, who, went out on their own with their friends.
You people were oppressive. You oppressed them all.
They were so
That's all.
oppressed.
That's all. You punish them. That's why you're all of these Talibani people. Yeah, that's it.
Well, there was the culture, Pakistani.
Pakistan. That's it. Culture. Look at it. Miserable. What is the culture? It's poison.
She is rebelling against that
How
culture.
wonderful. Please give her my love. Tell her I love her. She's my daughter. The more rebellious, the better.
Well, every time I come here, she has this pouch, and she said, I wish I could go with you, but I
Why
have
didn't you
school."
bring her?
She has school.
In her holiday, she can come.
University.
Can you not arrange for her to come during her holiday
Sure.
and stay here?
Sure. I will do.
2 months, 3 months, whatever. Please, on my behalf.
Okay.
Tell her I invite her to come.
Sure.
And here she will be our guest.
مرحبا.
I started the morning with a puzzle from Ibrahim. He was here, and we were discussing Hablullah. And he said, Sheikh Hassan always says Hablullah, Hablullah. I said, it's impossible. Where is Sheikh Hassan?
Get him.
I said, impossible. So that gave me an excuse to again attack ignorant Indians. You are a member of the morning club here?
Yes, I am a
Senior
regular
member.
member now.
Is it expanding, the club, or is it still?
It's a stable situation.
Really?
Yeah,
Because Hashim is here now, he should be
but I have this room at the table.
honorary member.
Yeah,
So what time do the proceedings start usually?
between 8:30 and 9 o'clock,
Oh, all right.
leisurely.
And goes all the way into 10.
Until 10. لا تغلق في وجه الباب.
لا تغلق.
في وجه الباب. إنك أكرم الأكرم. So Sheikh Hussam, shall we go to Egypt?
Wonderful
We'll be
idea.
Ali's guest.
Will be wonderful.
تب علينا واهدينا. I asked him to, there are 3 or 4 places now in the desert in the west, including Siwa, old forts, ruined forts, that have been redone by some very new, interesting architects.
Oh.
They left the ruins, they just got 10, 20 rooms within it. Very well done.
Wonderful.
بالأخرى يشفع لنا. So they have, for example, you have a window that opens into all the ruins and everything, but you're all right within the thing. So I asked him to book us there. Is that all right?
Yeah, wonderful.
We'll go for 2-3 weeks.
When?
Anytime you like. Anytime. He will be in Egypt for a year at least.
We have
And
plenty
he
of
will
time.
take care of everything. So we have somebody who takes the world aside.
And be our guide.
No, he knows all of the
Yes, I'm sure,
arrangements.
yes. Yeah. You're coming to UK, inshallah, in June?
I think so, if you tell me to come.
No, you're coming
And if you
here.
change your mind, I'll
Already.
kiss you
Already.
hand and head and feet.
Astaghfirullah.
Honestly, just
Now everybody is waiting.
who is everybody waiting? Silly people, you shouldn't wait. It's already there. Think for honestly.
They want confirmation.
Confirmation, true, I accept that. Confirmation. If Nabi Allah Ibrahim wanted confirmation, so how do we deny it?
ليطمئن قلبي.
Yes, no. يا مولانا يا مجير
يجيب.
من يدعوك لا يخيب
الله.
توسلنا بالحبيب اقضي حاجتنا قريب.
You noticed that? You noticed that?
Allah, thank you so much for coming. Really, thank you so much. Sweet.
No, no. No, no.
He's a dangerous man. He's very dangerous. I can't say anything. I'm just hold his hand. Right? See, I say the ultimate delight that you have come. And then it has to say that, but please don't go. Then he can answer, he said, the truth neither comes nor goes. He's been a Sufi for a while, so he knows all these tricks. Anything that reduces our personal profile with all its conditioning and its biographies. Anything, and look at Hashim. He left at the time that he was in the peak of his career in Sweden. Save yourself, from yourself, by yourself, unto your soul. That's right. So all of it is fun. That is the meaning of there are as many ways to Allah as there are breathings in the breast of human beings. As long as it is consistent, you see. It must be extinguished. That is why the West will not succeed. That's why all of these attempts also for all of the human potentials and positive, it will not succeed. At the end, it must come to a point of extinguishing the outer self, extinguishing the ego. The first thing faced me when as a youngster, I went to America and says, your friendly bank will do anything you want. So it can't work, anything you want. You must realize at the end, in a spiritual journey, I'm not talking about a youngster, an ambitious young, you have to go into the battlefield. But you must reach a point that you know what you really need is already there. For that we must be fortunate and lucky. And bump into Sheikh Hussam. Well, honestly, what you need is already there. The others are a bit of a biological thing, physiological thing. We all have to attend to it. We all have to occasionally go to the bathroom.